What is up, YouTube? Another day, another vid. This one is going to be about a new to me vehicle that I purchased on Facebook Marketplace for a steal. In my opinion, crazy deal. I'm super happy with my purchase, and I was scanning Marketplace every day for about 6 months. I mean, on it like a hawk. It kind of became a little addicting, I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, being on it as much as I was able to find the deal. Sometimes it can create a bad habit by being on too much and looking for things to buy, but also the way to find a really good deal on a vehicle on Facebook Marketplace is being very attentive, because as soon as a good deal gets posted, there are a lot of other people doing the same exact thing that are scanning, and they're gonna immediately try to go pick up that deal. So I had several other good vehicles get swiped from me because I wasn't quick enough, but this one, I responded about 5 minutes after the post. I drove right there with cash in hand, and I made the deal happen. So that being said, let's show you what it is. Boom. There she is. Beautiful. F250. It's a 2017. She came with some tasteful mods, not gonna lie. It came with 6-inch lift, Fox suspension, pretty new, dual reservoir. Again, I'm kind of new to the truck game. This is my third diesel, but I never lifted anything once. It came with the Fox suspension. It came with the BDS track bar. It also came with dual steering stabilizers. Some nice, tasteful upgrades on the truck. One thing I did that's not super crazy is put this little black sticker on the Ford emblem, kind of getting rid of the colors that aren't white and black, slowly but surely, just deciding what I want to do to this thing, because I'm always one to dial in my vehicles a little more, and I'll buy stuff stock and modify it like my BMW, or if I find a good enough deal like this, I'll buy something that's already been modified properly, where the money's been spent. Another thing that the truck came with, it came with these nice hostile rims. They're 22 by, I want to say 12. I'm not positive on the width, but the tires that came with the truck they were 37 by 13 and a halves. It came with mud tires, but they were starting to dry rot, and one of them got a huge lump in it, and the truck was shaking all over the place on the highway. So I had to replace the tires, and I honestly went with a cheaper brand from Simply Tire. I think Tire Rack might have them too. They're called Maxxis, and they're all-terrains. Personally, mud terrains, not it for me. Too noisy, too bumpy on the highway. I'm not off-roading this thing. Maybe time and time again I'll need to take it off-road. Maybe I will for fun, but it's not its main purpose. So all-terrains for the win. I'm not gonna lie, these aren't that loud. They ride good, and honestly, I like the performance overall. The grip is much better than the mud terrains. They handle really well in the rain. So definitely all-terrain tire for me over mud terrain any day. I love how smooth and quiet they are. They handle great. And I mean, it's not like a street tire quietness and smooth ride, but it's very close for getting that nice rugged look and having off-road capability as well. Kind of a win-win. But yeah, 37s on this truck with a 6-inch lift. Honestly, from a profile side standpoint, beautiful. I think this is just the right size for this truck, in my opinion. And the bigger you go, less performance you get, less mileage. It's hard to find places to mount the tires, so a couple of issues there with that. But the poke is really good too. There's not too much poke, just the right amount for me. I don't like tires sticking way out here. It's not my thing. I do like a little bit of poke on trucks though, so I'm happy with that. Another perk that it came with is the color matched rear platinum banner, like whatever you want to call it. As you guys know with platinums, there's usually like a piece right here in the center from here to here that is kind of like a brushed chrome finish. The color match is sick. This is the platinum pearl color. Sorry, truck's a little dirty, but it's not white, it's off-white, so it's kind of a pearlescent. It also came deleted. It came axle dumped, but it didn't come with a tip, so I put a Amazon tip on here, $50 tip. It literally just had the raw exhaust coming out right there where I connected the tip. I wanted to have something in the back, so I put an 8-inch tip on it. I think it looks tasteful, honestly. It's tucked away, it's clean, but it already came with an axle dump, which is really what I would have wanted to do with it anyways. So great there. Not gonna lie, there's literally not a single dent in the entire truck. There's a few little baby scratches, but the paint on this thing is super clean. I mean, you guys could see it in this video, like mint. Even the hood, truck is super, super clean. I was very surprised. I showed up to see this truck for the price that I was seeing. The guy was asking $35,000 for the truck, and I expected it to be a little more beat than this. But when I saw it in person and I saw how clean it is in person, and obviously the test drive went really well, very, very impressed. That was part of one of the selling points for me, is seeing how clean everything was and taken care of. You can kind of tell if someone's taking care of their stuff or not. And this one was definitely properly taken care of. Plus all the goodies. Goodies obviously being the lift, the supporting modifications for the lift in the front end, rims and tires. Obviously the fact that it was a platinum trim, and gotta be diesel. I had to have a diesel. Glad I got that. It's loaded with options, all the bells and whistles. And then this guy also added air suspension in the back, which is sick. And there's actually a mini compressor up in there that one of the auxiliary switches I can hit, and it just pumps up the rear. You don't even have to manually pump it up with a janky compressor from a gas station. It actually has its own built-in proper compressor. So if you're towing anything heavy, that's a great option to have. Again, it came with this. Obviously it came with the 5-inch exhaust, deleted, tuned. Came with the 5-switch selector for the tune, which is great. You can change whatever level I would like. Show you what it has under the hood. So under the hood, it's got, I believe this is a hot or cold pipe, I'm not sure. It's got the AFE intake, which is nice. Delete. I believe there's another plate right here too. Again, I'm new to this 6.7 platform, so if anyone has any suggestions on anything else that I should get in here, let me know. The fuel filter housing's been replaced, so that's not gonna crack and catch this thing on fire. I've heard of that being an infamous thing for the 6.7s. I believe it's got the CP4 disaster kit. I gotta double check just to be sure and be safe on that. That's definitely gonna be one of the first mods that I do. But yeah, the engine bay, it was a little dirty when I got the truck. As you can tell, there's still some leftover bits of plastic that are gross. But for the most part, I degreased and I cleaned all this out, so it looks a lot better than it was. The filter on here also was super dirty. I just got that nice and cleaned out recently. I pulled that off, just did a little air filter cleaning kit. It is so tall. I'm not a tall person either. It's so funny. My head is pretty much right at the top of the hood. I'm only 5'5", but it's hilarious watching me drive this big truck. She's definitely beautiful. Very happy with it. The interior is also really clean. Those steps are a must, especially with how tall this thing is. You get the platinum lighting right here on the floorboard, which is dope. This guy also did interior trim pieces with the same exact platinum pearl. So it's not white, it's off-white, like the pearl color. Kind of hard to see it, but yeah, he did all the trim pieces. It's got the massaging seats. Start her up for you guys. It's got the CarPlay, which is super dope. Close this so no one takes the door off. It's got the panoramic sunroof, which is super dope. Never had that in a truck. This window, the tint has gone bad in. That's definitely getting replaced, but the rest of the windows are fine. It's definitely gonna need some windshield tint, however. That's a must. Back seats are super clean. It's got the nice floorboards that are straight up like rubber plastic, so no carpet, none of that BS, which is fantastic. Very happy with it. It's honestly really clean in the inside. One thing that happened though, obviously the TPS sensors, this guy never put any in it, but it keeps saying the front end collision or front end accident sensor won't work. My cruise control won't work either, and that's basically because the radar in the front was like disconnected or messed up at some point. The truck, as you can see, has 141,000, almost 142. I bought it with 140 on it, so I've already put 2,000 miles on it. I think that the tune on this truck is a little older. The truck's a 2017. I think this guy did all this work probably the first year or two that he had it, so the tunes have come a long ways. The transmission shifts pretty harshly if I'm all the way up. Let's say if I'm tuned to level 5 out of 5, once I get about 65, 70% throttle in, it starts to hard shift. So the gear shifting is pretty firm when you're at max tune and you're giving it a good amount of juice. I've been used to a Duramax transmission, so I had no idea how these shifted. I've had 2 Duramaxes with the Allison 1000, and those, they let the torque converter slip a bit until you hit about 50, 52, and then it locks up into 5th gear and then into 6 real quick. The lower gears, they lock up a bit sooner than the Duramax that I noticed, so wasn't used to it. The firm shifting, I kind of thought something was off, but turns out that can be a TCM tune, and it definitely is on this, because if I turn down the setting to 3, same amount of throttle, it's not hard shifting. Even wide open throttle, it's not really hard shifting. But if I tune it up to 5 and I'm getting on it, it hard shifts, I would say, into 3rd and into 4th and into 5th. So I'm still learning the truck, but I definitely want to get a new tune for it. One that's more updated, newer technology, probably with a rev limiter too. But for now, it's fine. It's got tons of power. I'm getting used to how the transmission shifts, so I can adjust the way I'm throttling into it and letting off. So that's good for right now. I'm super happy with it. It's got a ton of power. I'm super impressed with how fast this thing is. Mods that I want to do next with this truck, honestly, might do something with these chrome door handles and with the window trim possibly. I definitely wanted to get different headlights. I like these headlights, but I don't like the reflective chrome on the side and the amber side marker, so I'm gonna have my boy wrap them. I'm honestly probably gonna start with a top piece right here that doesn't come down. Obviously it starts right here and goes up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and run it along the side right here. So I'm gonna cover up all this chrome on the side and the side marker with black tint. It should look good, honestly. It'll still let the light come through the side marker at night, but during the day, from the side appearance, you know, this chrome and this orange side marker, it throws me off. I'm not a fan. I did replace these emblems because the ones that came on the truck, they were so sick, I'm not gonna lie. They were color matched with the truck, and the lettering was color matched, and the background, this background right here, was black, but it was missing the 0 on the other side, so I had to order new ones. They don't really make them color matched with this truck, so I just went ahead and went with black, and I'm happy with it. It looks good, and I'm not missing a 0. Besides the side marker that I'm gonna change, and possibly the chrome on the handles and door trim, I put this on already. It's not a super expensive bed cover, but it is a hard one, and it was like 500 bucks on Amazon, so I'm not upset with it. I can beat on it. I didn't have to spend like 1,500 to 2 grand for a really expensive one. It's good enough for me. I know it's not completely flush, but it's really close. I added, obviously, the hitch. Have to have the BMW adjustable, which is nice. And besides the hitch and the little sticker in the front and the side emblems and the bed cover, I haven't done anything to this truck. It really just came most of the way done for me. I don't have to do that much. Something that I will have to replace though, the ball joints are shot, and the drag link and the steering pitman arm are also both shot. It needs front end work, but I already ordered all the parts. They should be at my house right now, so I'm gonna do an unboxing and see if they're there. If they are there, I'm gonna unbox. We're gonna check and see if the parts are at my house, and if they are, I'm bringing the truck to the shop tomorrow. We're gonna redo all the front end parts, upper lower ball joints for both sides, drag link, and the steering pitman arm are all gonna get done. So those are all loose and worn out. A little bit of play in the wheel when I'm going fast, and it's starting to clunk whenever I'm turning it. If I'm turning the wheel hard in a parking lot to park, it's clunking pretty loud, so it's definitely time. I don't want something to happen on me when I need the truck and I'm using it for work. Enough yap. I'm gonna show you guys what the truck sounds like, do a few revs for you, and then we'll take it for a drive and I'll show you how it pulls. Put this diesel to work and let you guys hear it sing. It's what I love. I love performance, man. Whether it's a sick diesel truck or a fast BMW like I have as well, anything, man. Fast boats, fast trucks, fast cars, they're all fun to me. I love engines. Let's let it rip. All right, let's take this thing for a drive. For starters, traction control off, exhaust brake on. Very important steps with a diesel truck. Actually, here's a good spot for me to floor it. Let me make sure this thing's actually heated up. 174 on the oil temp, that's good enough for me. All right, let's get it. Woo! That was proper. That was a pretty nice little pull there. Pretty much, I think I was rolling at like 5 or 10 miles an hour, and I just matted it for that one. I didn't roll into it or anything. I'll do like half throttle on this one. You could tell it was like hard shifting there. This thing screams. All right, this worked out pretty well. I'm hopping on the highway now, and I have a decent amount of room in front of me. I'm gonna let this truck get ahead so I can kind of do more of a roll. All right, so I'm gonna roll into the throttle. I'm gonna go like to 50% so it downshifts, and then I'll hold it down just so you guys can see how it runs. This is tune 5. Wow, yeah, that's moving out really good. This thing runs really good. It's got a lot of power. You guys were able to see the shifting and stuff there. That was tune 5 from a roll. I started at about half throttle just to let this thing downshift before adding all the power. Something I've learned about diesels through people that have them and through, you know, some tuners and stuff, and just from driving a couple now, it's always easier to just give it about half throttle or so, enough to where it downshifts. Let it downshift into the gear and build some boost, and once it's downshifted and you're in boost, go ahead and bring it all the way to the floor. Otherwise, could be wrong, but from what I've been told and from my experience, if you just floor it from a roll, all of that torque goes shooting right into the transmission when it downshifts, and it's not good for it over time. You know, these transmissions they're durable and strong, but I don't believe that they're meant to be hammered all the time in hot tune, especially just flooring it from a roll like that, you know, and letting it downshift with all the torque. I don't plan on doing that all the time, but I do like going fast. I do like having performance vehicles. I bought one that's deleted in tune for a reason. It saved me a lot of money, something I was gonna do anyways, and I love power and I love fast stuff, and I like hearing turbos scream. The speedometer in the truck is off, so it's saying I'm doing like 74, 75. In reality, at 75, I'm actually doing 80. So right now I'm doing about 80 mile an hour. It's cruising great on the highway, like very smooth and nice, no death wobble. Even with my steering parts worn out, still no death wobble at 80 miles an hour. Now I'm only getting about 13.6 miles per gallon. Makes sense, it's on 37s and we're doing, you know, like 80 plus. But you can see there's a little bit of wheel play, not a ton, right? So I'm going back and forth a little bit with it here. It just kind of has a slight wander to it, not that bad really, but it's gonna be night and day once we put these front end steering parts on. I cannot wait. Does it roll coal? Not really. Man, I wish I got it on video. This homie in front of me is so down. He literally is rolling coal and mobbing past me. There you go, let's go. There he goes. I'm like, I'm already doing like 95. This homie's crazy with it. We'll do it. We'll see if he's about it again. even with the big trucks. This is so funny. See if anything opens up for me. There we go. I'll take the right lane, sir. And we said bye-bye. See ya. Well guys, it's raining out and we're about to go underneath an overpass. So that can only mean one of two things. Ruh-roh. Woo! So much fun. I'm gonna try to get the truck to make the clunking sound for you guys, so. I just did it there, I don't know if you heard it. All right, I'm gonna turn the other way. Should hear it right here. Yeah, there you go. Very audible right there. So yeah, that clunking is not good. That's coming from the front end. If I turn left and it clunks, it won't clunk again if I turn left again. But if I turn left and it clunks, and then I immediately go to turn right with pressure on the front end and it clunks, it's just what happens every single time. Plus, there being a little bit of play in the wheel, and you can feel when I'm holding the wheel straight down the highway, you can kind of feel, even though the wheel's straight, the actual wheels in the truck are wanting to wander a little bit. You can kind of feel them wanting to go side to side on the road. All right, guys, stay tuned to see what happens after I drop the truck off at the shop with all the new parts.